So, from the listeners' first few seconds of listening to Sade Ebone's debut single called Heading, they're instantly filled with hope from its feel-good melody to its raw but inspiring lyrics. And I'm pleased to say that I'm joined right now by Sade. Sade, good afternoon. How you doing?
Afternoon, I'm really well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. Doing great. It's really a pleasure to talk to you. It's been a few weeks in the waiting and nothing before its time. So I'm really happy to be talking with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite. I'm really looking forward to it. So
No,
thanks a lot.
without a doubt. Now, you've been described as one of the ones to watch in 2021, and it's clear to see why. Now, you wrote the song back in 2019 after battling some of the anxieties that you had when thinking about your future and all of the unknowns that lie ahead. But actually, it seems like such a timely song for the season we're in right now. I mean, how did it help you writing it, and how is it helping you now playing it back?
Well, for me, it really did help me writing it. At the time, it was September 2019. And I was just told by my workplace that, your contract's coming to an end. And I had a previous time, I think it was the year before, where I was unemployed and it was not a good time. Like, I think after uni and stuff, you can feel like the world's your oyster, and then reality kind of seeps in where nothing's actually guaranteed anymore. So I definitely was anxious in the sense that I didn't actually know what was going to happen, whether there would be a job for me, whether certain things in my life that I dreamed about would actually come into fruition. And I was just reminded through those lyrics that God truly holds my future in his hands. And it created a lot of certainty in terms of that aspect, that I knew that was certain, even though there's a lot of uncertain elements about life. So with this whole pandemic and how uncertain everything is right now, it gave me that certainty that God is with me, which really was something I needed and still need right now, definitely.
Yeah, that is indeed a powerful testimony that you need to hold on to. God is with you, and that is something fantastic. How would you describe your style and your sound? You know, I mean, you undoubtedly have a passion for music. I can see a keyboard in the background there.
Yeah, so my dad plays keys. So growing up, definitely music was around the house. My mum sings as well. So they've really inspired me. I grew up on, in terms of gospel music, Andre Crouch a lot. Richard Smallwood is my dad's favorite.
Ah,
So
that's
I love them as well as Walter Hawkins. And yeah, so definitely music inspires me a lot. Lyrics inspire me a lot. I'm very grateful for that. Definitely. So I've been blessed to grow up around great music. Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, you also feature your sister and your dad on the track, I believe, as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that must have been quite special.
Definitely. I'm glad it's something I can always look back on. My sister initially didn't really want to sing, but she said because she loves me, and I'm very grateful for that, that she did it. My dad as well, he wasn't actually supposed to be singing on it, but the producer got him to because they wanted a male voice. And it is definitely something special and symbolic for me, 100%, especially with it being the first song. So
Yeah.
it means much more to me than it would have, really.
It's a family affair.
It really and truly is.
So you've got so I'm just auditioning for the next track.
Yeah.
So you've got your dad and your sister were on the track, and you've come from a musical family. Your mum sings as well. I mean, why wasn't mum on the track?
Well, see, I wanted her to be on, but then she had work to go to. So maybe the next one, I'm hoping that she'll say yes for me. But that would be really fun.
You know, the key thing is keep mum happy, right?
Yes, exactly. So I have to sometimes, well, a lot of the time compromise and, I mean, be a good child for her.
No, that's really good. They've collaborated as well. I mean, before this is a debut single, have you done anything as a family before in terms of recording?
Oh, well, I really want to. I'm kind of pushing it for us to do something because they're my favorite people to sing with. So we've always sang together in churches and stuff, but we haven't got anything recorded as of yet. But I really want to. definitely.
I mean, there is something about oftentimes when you have siblings that sing together, you know, there's just a tightness, normally a tightness and a quality that you can hear that emanates from it. I'm sure as well, you said your dad plays keys, and because you've probably grown up around that there is just a, a tightness of what you guys can bring out as well. So nothing's been done yet to date. You said nothing's been done in terms of recording together, but maybe
Nothing yet. Yeah, nothing yet. But I hope that will happen very, very soon. Keep you updated, definitely.
yeah. So, I mean, that's a family collaboration. Talking of other collaborations, would there be anybody else out there that you'd love to work with, either from a vocal perspective, you know, maybe get you linked up with Kimberell, or or
Wow.
or is there a producer you'd like to work with? You know, who are you thinking at the moment?
If I was thinking in terms of biggest aspirations, Kirk is a genius in terms of the way his production, the vocal arrangements, all of it, and lyrics as well. Amazing. In terms, I love Mali music as well. He's very creative as well. Jonathan McReynolds, 100%. Lyric content is very big. I think, especially in the gospel world, he's definitely needed in terms of lyrical content. I think he really thinks outside the box, and that inspires me to try and do that as a writer as well.
Yeah. That's so important. So you've got some producers there. I mean, you've mentioned some of the big names already,
Yeah.
from both, you know, in terms of, what about females? You mentioned quite a few males there. What about
Females. Okay, who do Becca Fox, in terms of UK, I really do really value her sound as well. I think she's very brave with her sound, but it is an element I do get across in terms of the way she sings. It's sincere, and that's what you need in an artist, I think, just sincerity and authenticness. So definitely her. In terms of females as well, I'd say I do love Kiera's voice because it's insane. So that's another person. Her voice is just insane, um, as well. So yeah, those two.
it's interesting that you picked up on Kira and Becca. Both of them are dynamite, is what I call them. Both of them,
100%.
just the way that they hit the notes. What I love about Becca in particular is her way that she tells a story.
Yes.
Is the way that you feel the song, and you can kind of lose yourself in her voice, and she's just so, yeah, she's awesome. That's good. So you know, we wait to see, and who knows what can happen in the future. And who would you say that the track appeals to? Heading, who would it appeal to?
So when I was writing it, I did actually have in mind more than the church, the world to hear it. I think sometimes as Christian artists, it's not a bad thing to write for the church, but really and truly, the gospel is for the world. And even the Bible, it's not for the church, it's actually for everybody to hear this good news. It's for everybody to hear about Jesus Christ and for God. And I had a time when beginning of my writing phase is when I would talk to my dad and my mum and say, you know, I just think I'm going to write songs for the church. And then God gave me a song about domestic abuse. And that was the first time that I realized I don't think I can just do that. Because to be honest, you know, I want to see God glorified, not just in a church building, but in terms of people's relationships, in terms of people's, you know, friendships, in terms of society. I just want to see God magnified. It's not just in those four walls. So for me, I wanted to reach people that do believe in God, but more so for people that don't know him, but hopefully through some messages that God allows me to write, they will come to know him. So
Yeah, I mean, songs of encouragement I think are so important, and I think
yes.
I often hear people talking of that we need more songs of social justice, that talk about restoration, that talk about how people are able to relate to one another, real life stories that that mirror a real life God.
Yes, that's why I love Jonathan McReynolds. I really do. He's one of my favorites, like 100%. He is someone that isn't scared to talk about life. And as a Christian, that's how we relate to people that aren't Christians. Like we both experience life, but we have a perspective that is truth, you know. So I think that's definitely needed in the body of Christ, 100%.
You spoke about when you're in your writing phase. So this is your debut single.
Yeah.
Do you have a number of songs, other songs that are kind of in progress at the moment? Can we get an exclusive today?
So I've been in talks and in terms of working with some producers on sorting out the next few singles. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. It will be different to the debut single, and that's why I'm excited as well, because it is a different sound, and I'm looking forward to letting people hear it in the future, definitely.
So what sound would you, if you were to kind of not label yourself, but maybe just describe what you want your sound to be, what would it be?
Okay, in terms of genre, it's quite hard because I think people are going to be a bit shocked in terms of what's to come. But it is everything I'm inspired by. So what you said to me earlier in terms of neo soul, I love that sound. I do love a bit of reggae music, and I think that goes very well with looking at social justice, because it is very socio-political, and I think that's great. Also R&B, and of course old school gospel. I love that sound. That's what I was brought up with. So, yeah.
And what's the vision? Is it to get an album out this year? Is it just to work on an EP? Just get yourself established. I mean, right now, live gigs are not on, face to face. That is, and is it a case of just letting people know in the marketplace, this is who I am, and come and buy my stuff, kind of thing?
Yeah, so it is to establish myself as an artist. I've been running away from it for quite a while. But God just said you've got to do it. Yeah, releasing songs definitely this year. I would love to release another one this year, if not more. We'll see how it goes. But next year, I would love to have an EP out, 100%, just to highlight what has been given to me in terms of musically by God. So yeah.
Brilliant. And we really look forward to that, hearing more from you, and seeing how we can best support you as well. One of the things that I'm always interested in with people who are releasing music is about the journey from idea, dream to the final product. So did you feel that you were getting the right support? I mean, was it a bit of a, gosh, we want to record, we want to do a song, how do we go about it? Did you find it quite easy? Did you feel that you were getting support from people in the industry, people who, other artists, or did you have to kind of go and do it all on your own?
Okay, so I thank God for my dad, because in terms of the production side of it, he does know some people in terms of who can help me out with those things. So I think if I didn't have my dad, I think I would be a lot more intimidated to release something. Well, yeah. In terms of marketing it, I think I found that a bit intimidating, and I'm still trying to learn how to do that better. But I'm seeing that there's a lot of support, especially in my city, Nottingham. They've been very supportive of my, in terms of my release. I wasn't expecting that. So I am very grateful, as well as yourself and other people really helped me out. So I thank God for that, 100%.
It's interesting that, we sometimes can be quite, in the media, we can be quite, I'm going to use the word disappointed. We're sometimes disappointed by how we get to hear of stuff, in the sense of, we want to play the music, but we only get the music because we've gone and searched for it ourselves. So we're trying to encourage more artists to say, actually, look out for your radio stations, look out for the DJs who will actually play it and give it the airplay and push it and whatever. But it's good that you have done some work yourself in terms of getting to the place of saying, actually, I need to make contact here, I need to make contact there. So I'm glad that we've had that interaction.
Yeah.
And also, with other organisations out there that can hopefully help new artists. You are from, it's Nottingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of, you've got some great people in that area as well, who have historically done gospel music and released things as well. So hopefully if you're getting good support locally, that is really, really good to hear.
Yeah, I am very grateful for that, definitely. And it's not just the church world, to be honest. A lot of the support has come from just music in general, in terms of BBC introducing East Midlands, really supportive. And yeah, it's been lovely.
Fantastic. And how can listeners follow you? I think this is always going to be good. How can people follow you, find out about your music? And most importantly, we want them to support you by downloading the track, not just streaming, but downloading the track.
Yeah, so in terms of following me on Instagram and Facebook, I'm known as at Sade Ebone, so Sade, Ebony spelled Ebone. And in terms, as well as Twitter, but I'm not the best at Twitter, I must admit. But so it's
you responded to my tweets on Twitter. So
yes, exactly. I'm very grateful for them. So that's Sade Ebony Thomas. In terms of actually streaming the song, it's available everywhere. So Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal Music, everywhere really. And purchasing it, it's on Amazon Music. So it's available everywhere, more or less.
brilliant. Well, we wish you well, and you know, long may it continue as you start your journey and you build on what you have. And really wish you every success with the track. Looking forward to the family collaboration as well. And if you need someone to play Triangle, I'm available. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Honestly, I'm going to call you for the next one. Thanks so much.